guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as part of this SQL 50 placement prep series, today we are going to solve next three questions, that is average time of process per machine. Then we are going to solve employee bonus, and then after that we are going to solve students and examinations. Okay, so now without any delay, let's get started with the first problem, that is average time of processes per machine. Okay, so this is our LeetCode problem number 1661, right? So in this problem we have one table activity given to us. Okay, and in activity table we have total 4 columns, right? And data type for machine id, process id is int, data type for activity type is enum, and the timestamp is float. Okay, so this is given to us. Okay, so in this problem there is a factory website that has several machines, each running the same number of process. We have to write a solution to find the average time each machine takes to complete a process. Okay, so the time to complete a process is the end timestamp minus the start timestamp. Okay, and the average time is calculated by the total time to complete every process on the machine divided by the number of processes that were run. Okay, so this is what given to us, right? So we have one activity table, and in this activity table we have machine id given to us, we have process id given to us, we have activity type given to us, and we have one timestamp given to us. Okay, so see, machine id is 0 here, and here machine id is 0. Okay, here see process id is 0, here process id is 0. Okay, so that simply means that this is just a one single process. Okay, so this process is starting at this 0.712 and ending at 1.520. Okay, so here I am just calculating the difference between this time. Okay, then again same machine but a different process. Okay, different process now. So this process is starting at 3.140 and ending at 4.120. Okay, so here I am just calculating the difference. Okay, what is the difference between this and minus start? Okay, then after that a new machine starts from here. Okay, so that's it until here. Let's see what is the total average time for machine 0. Okay, so this is single machine, right? Machine 0. So here I'm going to find the average time. So this is for my process number 0. Okay, and this is for my process number 1. Okay, so in total how many processes are there? Total 2 processes. So I am just finding the average. So here for machine 0, this is the average that I have calculated, 0.894. Okay, so this is what we need to do in our problem number 1. Okay, that is average time of process per machine. Okay, so now let's write the code. So what we are returning here, we are returning machine id and processing time. Okay, so here write select a dot machine id. So a is the alias that I'm going to use for my table, this table activity. Okay, so a dot machine underscore id, and then after that we need this processing time. Okay, so right now processing time. Okay, so I'm going to write some code for this processing time. Okay, how I'm going to calculate this processing time. Okay, so I'm taking this from where, from which table? From my activity table. Okay, so here I'm going to write activity, and the alias for activity is a. Okay, and I'm going to do the inner join. Okay, so here I'm going to write activity same table b. Okay, here I'm using the alias as b. Okay, then on, and here I'm just going to mention that on same process id I'm going to do this. Okay, on same process id I'm going to implement this. So here I'm going to write a dot process underscore id is equal to b dot process underscore id, and I am going to implement this on same machine. Okay, so a dot machine id is equal to b dot machine underscore id. Okay, this is done. Also I am going to set and a dot activity type, a dot activity underscore type. Okay, is going to be, let's say it is going to be start, and b dot activity type is is equal to end. Okay, so here I am doing join like this. Okay, so where my A process ID is matching with B dot process ID and A dot machine ID is matching with V dot machine ID, and from one table I am selecting the start, and from one table I am selecting the end. Okay, so this is what I am doing. Okay, then here in the processing time I am going to write B dot timestamp. Okay, so here my B dot timestamp, here in the condition you will see that B dot timestamp is going to be this part. Okay, because I have set this B dot activity type is equal to end. Okay, so here I am going to write B dot timestamp and minus A dot activity type is equal to start. That simply means that I am selecting this one, this value. Okay, so here I am going to write A dot timestamp. So that is nothing but my start, A dot time stamp. Okay, this is done. Okay, this is done. So here I am just calculating the difference now. Okay, so now after that here I am going to do the group by. Okay, so see this machine ID is this is one process, one complete process, then this is one complete process after that. Okay, this is one complete process. Okay, for a single machine. Okay, for a same machine. So for all the machines I am doing the group by na. So here like for 0 I'm just returning one time, right? I'm doing the average, machine 0's average. So here I'm just going to write group by on A dot machine underscore ID, and after doing group by we are just calculating the average na. So here I have to write AVG. Okay, average. So here I am going to do the average. Okay, so first we are going to find this, then for the same machine we are going to find this, then I have to do the average, right? So for that simple purpose I am going to write average. Okay, so it is going to give me the average value. But here one more thing is given to us, that the resulting table should have the machine ID along with the average time as processing time, which should be rounded to 3 decimal places. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to write round function. Okay, so round up to 3 decimal point site. So here I'm going to write comma 3. Okay, that's it. Now let's run the code and see. So here one spelling mistake, so let's fix that. Timestamp. Okay, so let's run the code again. So all the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So we have solved question number 1. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now let's move to the question number 2, that is employee bonus. Okay, so here in this employee bonus, that is LeetCode problem number 577. So in this problem we have one table employee in which there are total 4 columns. Okay, for employee ID data type is int, for name data type is varchar, for supervisor data type is int, and for salary data type is int. Okay, and there is one more table bonus. Okay, in bonus we have ID and bonus given to us. Okay, so now let's understand this with an example, but first let's read this line. We have to write a solution to report the name and bonus amount of each employee with the bonus less than 1000. Okay, with the bonus less than 1000. Okay, and that we have to return the result in any order. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, so this is our employee bonus. Okay, so here this is one employee table given to us. Okay, and this is one employee ID, 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 and there is one more table, bonus table. Okay, so see here, this employee ID is 3, right? So here if I just draw the diagram for this one, so we have 2 tables, right? So this is nothing but my employee table and this is nothing but my bonus table. Okay, so in my employee table we have imp IDs like 3, 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, so let me write 2 and 4 here. Okay, and in bonus table we have IDs 2, 4. Okay, so here see, that is why I'm writing 2, 4 here, because 2 and 4 is common for both the tables, right? E and B. Okay, so that is why I'm writing here. So in my output you see that I am returning all the data from my employee table. Okay, I am returning the data for Brad, so Brad is here. I am returning the data for John, John is here. I am returning the data for Dan. Okay, Dan is here. I am not returning the data for Thomas, and why so? Let's see. So for Brad, employee ID is 3, 3 employee ID is not here, so I am returning null. For John, employee ID is 1 and 1 employee ID is not in my bonus, so I am returning null. For Dan, my employee ID is 2 and for 2 employee ID bonus is 500, so I am writing 500 here. For Thomas employee ID is 4, and here for 4 bonus is 2000. Why I am not writing? So see this line, we have to write a solution to report the name and bonus amount of each employee with the bonus less than 1000. Okay, so here bonus is greater than 1000, that is why I am not writing Thomas. Okay, that's the only reason. So we are returning all the data from this employee table. Okay, only we have to write one where condition. Okay, and we have to set that our bonus should be less than 1000, or is null, then it is fine. Okay, if it is null, then it's also fine. So now let's write the code for this one. Okay, so write select. So we are returning name, and name is coming from employee table. So here I am going to write alias as e dot name for my employee table, and then I am going to write b dot bonus. Okay, so b is the alias for bonus table. Okay, so from employee e. Okay, then I have told you that I am going to implement a left join on which table? Bonus. Alias for bonus is b, and then I am going to set the conditions, right? E dot imp id is equal to b dot imp id, where b dot bonus. Okay, we have to set this condition now. B dot bonus should be less than 1000, right? Or b dot bonus is null. That's it. Now let's run the code. All the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So our solution is accepted, right? So we have solved question number 2, right? Employee bonus. Okay, so let me just close this. Now we are going to solve question number 3, that is students and examinations. Okay, so this is my question number 1280, students and examinations. So in this question we have total 3 tables given to us. One is students, one is subjects, and one is examinations. Okay, so we have to write a solution to find the number of times each student attended each exam. Okay, this is what we need to return, and we have to return the result table ordered by student ID and subject name. Okay, so we have total 3 tables. Okay, one is students table, one is subjects table, and one is examinations table. Okay, 3 tables are there, and this is my output here. Okay, so one alias, and here alias is going to give the exam for math. One alias and alias is going to give the exam for physics. One alias and alias is going to give the exam for programming. Okay, so that's a simple meaning. That's what we are going to do here. Okay, so here I am talking about what? Cross join. Okay, initially we have started studying about joins from second video, I think, right, of this placement prep series. So you can just go and watch that video in which I have explained what is cross join and how it works. Okay, so from table students table to subjects table I am going to implement cross join. Okay, then after that this student ID and this student ID both are matching, right? These 2 columns. So here this one and this one, okay, both are matching, and here one is giving the exam of maths. Okay, and see here one is also giving the exam of maths again. One is also giving the exam of maths again. Total 3 times he is giving the exam of math, right? So here I am writing what? Student ID, and student name is alias. Alias is giving the exam of math, and how many times he is giving the exam of math? 3 times. Okay, now let's follow the same student. One, now follow green color pen. One alias, and now alias decide to give the exam of physics. Okay, so how many times he is giving the physics exam? 1 time here and 1 time here, and that's it. So 1 alias physics and 2. Okay, so then after that alias decides to give the exam for programming. Okay, so 1 alias, so now follow white color pencil. 1 alias programming, and here see 1 programming, and that's it. Okay, so here 1 alias programming 1. Okay, so then I have to select for 2. So 2, here see 2 Bob for math, 2 Bob for physics, 2 Bob for programming. Then for ID number
13 or 6. Okay, you can pick anyone. Okay, so first let's say 6. So why I am picking 6 here first? So I think this is mentioned here, right? Write a solution, find the number of times each student and the assignment, return the result table ordered by student ID and student name. Okay, so student ID we have to sort the result. That's why we are writing 6 first. So 6 Alex, 6 Alex, then math, physics and programming, right? And then 13 John math, 13 John physics, 13 John programming, and then we need to check this table. So from this table I am selecting all the data, okay, all the student IDs. So definitely I'm going to implement left join of this one with this one. Okay, I'm going to implement the left join simply. Okay, and then I will just compare the some values. Okay, so now let's write the code and you will get more clear idea. Okay, so I am returning student ID, student name, student subject name, and attended exams. Okay, this is what we are returning here. So let's write the same things here. So here I am going to write select. Okay, so here a student ID. So student ID is coming from students table. So here I am going to write s dot student underscore ID. Then after that we are writing about in my output student name. Okay, student name is also coming from students table. So here I am going to use s dot student name, and then subject is coming from subject name is coming from subjects table. So here I am going to use sb alias for my subjects table. Okay, so here I am just going to write subject underscore name. Okay, this is done. Then after that I have to return what attended exams. Okay, so from this table I can see that one is giving math exam 3 times. Okay, from this table I am seeing, right? From this table. So here I am going to write count of, and here inside this I am going to mention the student ID. Okay, later on I am going to do group by and all that stuff, but here let's understand why I am writing this. Okay, e dot student underscore ID. Okay, so here one is appearing 3 times. Okay, then I will do the group by on this subject name. Okay, so don't worry that one is here also. Okay, so e dot student ID as attended exams, as this is the column name is attended exams. Okay, so let me write this attended underscore exams. Okay, this is done. Then after that, from which tables? So from this students table first. So here I am going to write students, and alias I am going to use s for students, and then after that we have to implement cross join, right? Cross join on which table? Subjects table, and I am going to use alias as sb for subjects. Then I have to implement left join, and left join on which table? On examinations table. So here I am going to write the examinations table name, examinations, and here I am going to use alias as e for examinations. Then I have to write few conditions. Okay, on, so s dot student id should match with e dot student id. Okay, e is from examinations, right? This is one thing that should match. Then after that, and sb dot subject name. Okay, so this sb dot subject name, this should match with this subject name from examination subject name. So here I am going to write e dot subject name. Okay, and then after that we have to use group by. So see here I am going to implement my group by on this student id, then this student name, then this my what is that subject name. Okay, so I have to do the group by on all this. So I'm just going to copy this part, and here I'm going to write group by, okay, on all these columns. Then we have to do order by as well, right, in the end. So I'm doing order by on which columns? Order by student id and subject name. So here I am going to write student id subject name. So just copy these two, its subject name. Okay, so here I am going have to copy this part. Okay, so let me do that. We have to do group order by on student ID and subject name. So let me do this. Okay, that's it. Now let's run the code. So all the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So now we have solved question number 3 as well. So now we are done with all these 3 problems, and in the next part I'm going to solve these 2 problems, that is managers with at least 5 direct reports and this confirmation rate. Okay, so please subscribe my YouTube channel and like this video and share this video with whoever is preparing for placement interviews. Okay, because this is very important topic, SQL, and you know that industries are dealing with data mainly, right? So don't ignore this topic. Okay, so keep practicing and meet you guys in the next video. Thank you.